South Bend is also where we find Big Ten Commissioner Kevin Warren on hand to hand out tonight's championship trophy. Kevin, you have a great love for the sport of hockey. Where does that affinity come from?
I've always loved hockey, and we moved to Minnesota in 2005, and our son Powers was in first grade, and he went to a birthday party, and it happened to be at a hockey rink, and he came home and said, "Mom and Dad, I want to play hockey." And from that day forward, he had never skated. We said, great. And we spent the next really 15 years in hockey rinks all over Minnesota and Wisconsin and North Dakota. And so I really became a hockey dad, and my wife Greta and I became hockey parents, and we really embraced the sport and have fallen in love with it.
Such a tight-knit community. Kevin, how impressed are you by the dedication, the sacrifice that we've seen from players, coaches, all involved to get through such a challenging regular season and get to the point where tonight we see a conference tournament title game?
I mean, I'm just overwhelmed with gratitude. I mean, our young student athletes are incredible. And what people fail to realize is they're not only going through all these issues to be able to play a game that they truly love, but they're students. And so they're studying and taking tests and trying to live a college experience in a very trying time. So I am just overwhelmed with emotion, with gratitude. I'm happy for our student athletes and our coaches and the families and the entire Big Ten hockey community. It's been an outstanding year. So much credit goes to Coach Red Berenson and his leadership. And so this is a really special night for us to be standing here today in South Bend.
Kevin, what has the addition of Red Berenson as a special hockey consultant to you and the conference meant?
I cannot put it in words. I mean, when I accepted the job to be commissioner of the Big Ten Conference, one of the sports that I said that I'm going to really lean into was hockey. I just thought all of the elements were in place. Our iconic teams, our iconic arenas, phenomenal players. But there was one person who I had my eye on, and that was Coach Red Berenson. My son Powers had attended Michigan hockey camp when he was a teenager. And so I was in the middle of working on the U.S. Bank Stadium when I was working at the Vikings. So I spent a week sitting up at the top of Yost Arena and just watching this person who I had known on television, who truly is an icon, and just watched the way he coached these young boys and the way he was able to meet everyone where they were. And at that point in time, and then the next year, they came to the Xcel Energy Center in St. Paul, Minnesota for the Frozen Four. So I took Powers there and got a chance to wave at Coach Berenson and was really astonished that he remembered me and remembered Powers. And from that day forward, I said, if I ever get an opportunity to work with him, he would be the first person that I would hire from a hockey standpoint. Little did I know that a couple years later I'd be here at the Big Ten. I made the call. I'm so glad he accepted it, and his leadership has been outstanding.
Kevin, as you and Red discuss the future of Big Ten hockey, what's your vision for what Big Ten hockey can and should be?
I want us to be the best college hockey conference in the world, and we have all the elements in place. And so we'll spend a lot of time this offseason. It was good to spend time with him last night talking about these different issues. And when the season's over, we'll spend some time to sit down and see what we can do to continually not only grow the sport, but give it the support that it needs.
Kevin, how important is it to consider the addition of an 8th league member? And if it is important, what's the timeline in doing so?
I mean, we're always looking for ways to round out our conference. We were fortunate this year to have Arizona State play in our conference. And again, Coach Berenson and I will sit down with each other at the end of the season to come up with ideas. We'll talk to our schools, and I'm just confident that at the appropriate time we will get an 8th member in the Big Ten from a hockey standpoint, and maybe even more. It's been a phenomenal season. I'm excited about where we stand. I'm looking forward to the future, and it's just a blessing to be around such a great conference with a great hockey constitution.
And finally, Kevin, we'll see 3 teams from the Big Ten qualify for the NCAAs. The 2 that we watched tonight, one will be the automatic qualifier. As a self-proclaimed hockey dad, how excited are you to watch that collection of talent that'll be on the ice tonight as Minnesota takes on Wisconsin?
I can't wait. It was great games last night, both in the overtime, and I'm looking forward to some great games tonight. So thank you for all that you all do. I'm happy for our hockey community and looking forward to a great game tonight, and also for our teams to do well as they go into the NCAA tournament.
Big Ten Commissioner Kevin Warren. Kevin, as always, we truly appreciate the time. Enjoy the game.
I appreciate you. Thank you. Bye-bye.